Hello, guys. Big up to all the Chelsea kings and queens and all other peasants in attendance on what is day 37 of the 1,461-day reign as your world champions. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe, let us know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. And we are back for another episode of Carefree Reacts because I knew it. I knew this would happen. I knew as soon as Chelsea dropped any points or just went one game without a victory, all of the peasants would start circling in and doing everything that they could to devalue the Club World Cup and to devalue the trophy that Chelsea won last season or this summer, whichever one you prefer to use. But I have seen so much bitter discourse that we're all going to look at today and we're all going to react to as a community. So sit back, enjoy, get your zubi ready, get a drink, get some food, whatever you partake in. And yeah, try not to get too rattled by this because we're just going to be doing some debunking and cooking some fools. So that's just it. That is just it. But let's start off with one of the most bitter of journalists when it comes to Chelsea, which does take some doing. Oliver Holt. This is the same guy, right, who dropped this article, a totally unbiased article, after we beat Nottingham Forest on the last day of the season. Romance dies and money talks as Forest are turned over by the backslabbing Blues and their boorish boss. Sounds like such an unbiased article from a man like Oliver Holt. But here we are. Don't worry, guys. Someone already sent me this article, so we can go through it together. He says Chelsea's World Champions badge is a piece of pound shop tat that is an affront to their legends of 2012. He says when Chelsea ran out at Stamford Bridge for their first game of the new Premier League season on Sunday, it looked as if a bit of tat from a pound shop had been stuck smack bang in the middle of the players' chests. And I've also just realized I haven't got the adequate music for this, so just bear with me for a little second. Right, let us continue. Let's continue. A gaudy circle of gold, almost the same size as the club crest next to it, had been affixed to their shirts. World Champions FIFA. The writing around the circle said, "You're damn right." If it looked like a meretricious piece of trash, that's because it was a meretricious piece of trash. The prominence given to Chelsea's triumph in the Club World Cup, the summer's half-baked, half-hearted, half-attended, gerrymandered, oh, this guy is next level ratted, ill-conceived series of global friendlies, a vanity project for Gianni Infantino, was predictable and sad. He then goes on to say that this was an insult to the Chelsea sides of 2012 and 2021 that won the Champions League and yet whose achievement is not commemorated anywhere on the club's shirt because tradition dictates that's not the way. So ultimately, this guy's entire argument is that, oh, we didn't put a star on our badge when Chelsea won the Champions League, which, by the way, I wish we did because like that would have looked nice. But he says tradition says that we shouldn't do it, even though I've seen Manchester City on their old badge literally have 3 stars on it for no reason. Like, if you literally Google the reason behind Manchester City's 3 stars, I will show you. Manchester City's 3 stars on their badge. You know what it says? The 3 stars that Manchester City used to have on their badge, they are purely decorative and do not represent any specific titles or achievements. Obviously, you guys know which badge we're talking about. We're talking about this one. They're just there for show. But tradition apparently dictates that it's not the way. And this is where the entirety of his crappy article is coming from. He goes on to talk about Maresca, who came into his post-match press conference spewing insults at those who doubted him because he had found justification in the most expensively assembled team in the division, finishing 4th. Which, by the way, he only got 250 million of that spent on him. out of the 1.5 billion that apparently the entire squad is worth, when they're not worth that. But we know it's not just about these biased journalists like Oliver Holt. This is also about our fellow YouTubers, our fellow people that we share the community with, especially the Liverpool fans. I want to tell you this as well. I've noticed it is mostly the Liverpool fans that are trying to downplay the Club World Cup because they got a little bit of insecurity about themselves. It's like they were happy to sit there and look down on everybody, and now they hate that Chelsea, a team that they finished above in the league, can still look down on them because we're world champions. And you know what they love to do? They love to do the comparison thing. Shout out to my guy, Mons. It's your turn to go into the Dutch pot today, because we're going to go through just a few of the stuff that I've been hearing over the last couple of days. First off, this is what I mean when I say what these Liverpool fans love to do is compare, because it's the only way they feel good and feel a little bit security about themselves being Prem champions and us being world champions. That shit will last for years. But big up, man. Appreciate you.
Damn. I thought he won the Premier League.
No, I told you with the levels to kingship, all of that. Make sure your lease is sorted this year.
Interesting. When you say levels, as in the World Cup is on a higher level?
No, as in like I have this flex for 4 years. You gotta make sure you keep this going every year. Yeah, you wouldn't know. And this is why, as soon as we drew to a Palace side that did beat Liverpool the week before that, by the way, all I was seeing was these narratives going around on all social media platforms.
The big bollocks. Now listen, that Club World Cup juice is gonna. That
no,
Club
it's
World
not.
Cup juice. No, it's not. You didn't even give us 3 game weeks to start. Brother,
because we drew. We didn't even lose. You better act like we lost. We didn't even lose.
You see, and this is the logic that Liverpool fans will try to use. One game that we don't win, and suddenly the Club World Cup juice has run out. No. Here's what the mutants don't understand about being a real king, being a real champion of the world. It means you have that flex for 4 years, because that's what a World Cup is. It's a 4-year thing, which means if you win it, you are world champions for 4 years. And what the Liverpool fans will love to do is they'll love to try and compare the trophies. They'll compare it to the Champions League. They'll compare it to the Premier League. And I get it, because they haven't won it all. They have to compare so they feel good about the trophies that they've had. When you face a team that has every trophy, we're not looking to do the comparison because we just have everything. I'm not here to downplay the Premier League. I'm not here to downplay the Champions League. Those are prestigious, major honors that deserve all the respect in the world. But they are 1-year trophies. You get that, you flex it for a year, and then you have to go and win it again. When you're a world champ, you don't have to do that, because you've got that for 4 years anyway. Obviously, you'd rather win trophies in the 4 years too. If there's something there to be won, I want to win it. But that doesn't change the fact that we are what we are, and what we are is champions of the world. But again, it doesn't stop the Liverpool fans from trying to do whatever they can to downplay it.
CB told me he's winning the league. CB told me he's winning the league. I've had Lewis he sits there with a belt with the Club World Cup.
Don't forget the Burger King crown as well.
He has the Burger King crown.
Yeah.
Lewis has been going on like this. Club World Cup is more prestigious than the Premier League. Yeah.
And also, by the way, Mons loves acting like I say that. I have never said that. I've never said that it's more prestigious than anything. I've said it's a major honor that's up there with it. But it's not any comparison. And I'm not trying to make a comparison, because why do I need to? Why do I need to? Why do I need to engage in conversations about what the most prestigious trophy is? I'm just a world champion. Us as Chelsea fans, we are all just world champions. When you're world champion, I don't need to try and compare to feel better about myself, because I'm a world champ. And it's as simple as that. But again, it doesn't stop the Liverpool fans trying to devalue it as much as possible. And now it's Tom Little's turn to step into the Dutch pot.
Proved it on Sunday.
I do think that the Club World Cup pushed Chelsea to a point which I don't think they're at yet. I would say it's slightly overrated them because, yes, it's a prestige. There was a lot of prestigious teams in the tournament, but Chelsea didn't play them.
You see how we went from saying it's a prestigious tournament to saying there's prestigious teams in the tournament, by the way.
There was a lot of prestigious teams in the tournament, but Chelsea didn't. Yes, it's a prestige. There was a lot of prestigious teams in the tournament, but Chelsea didn't play them. Chelsea played Brazil. Chelsea played pretty much every Brazilian team in Benfica. So if
they're just devaluing Brazilian teams, by the way, which a Brazilian team did beat Liverpool in 2005 in the former version of the World Cup, now known as the Intercontinental Cup, but we move.
If I was watching you get to the final where you were beating the Madrids, the cities of this world, then yes, it carries a lot more weight. You went up against the PSG.
So the trophy suddenly carries more weight if you face just more European teams. That doesn't make sense for a World Cup. That sounds like a Champions League, but...
team that was shattered. And albeit I'm
I want you guys to hear that, by the way.
Then yes, it carries a lot more weight. You went up against the PSG team that was shattered. And albeit I'm not trying to take away.
We played a tired PSG team, guys. Because Chelsea didn't play any football in the entirety of 2025. We just played a tired PSG side. They had a long season. Multiple competitions. They reached a European final. Who does that sound like? Oh. Sounds like us. Because I think we had the same thing too. But hey, again, anything to try and devalue the World Cup because these rivals just can't hack the fact that for 4 years, they have to acknowledge us as world champions. That's why they'll only bring it up after a defeat or a draw. World champions, but you can't beat Crystal Palace. English champions and you can't beat Crystal Palace. But whatever, bruv. Last person to enter the Dutch pot, our favourite. You already know who it is. Man like Jamie Carragher. Because I wanted to bring this back up to... How can you be the champions of the world if the champions of England, Spain and Italy weren't even in it? Well, just to debunk that as well, Argentina won their last World Cup without the Euro winners in it. So I guess their World Cup doesn't count. Italy won the World Cup in 2006. And the 2004 Euro winners, Greece, didn't get in. I guess their trophy's devalued as well. How about this? Seeing as I'm in England. Our last World Cup. Well, our last World Cup victory. Look at this. No African teams. And no teams from the Oceanic region. I don't know if I pronounced that area correctly or not. But no African teams. No teams from the Oceanic region. And that's meant to be a valid World Cup. You see, we can all play this game and suddenly a lot of people's trophies get devalued. How about you just acknowledge your kings? And these 4 years would go by so much easier if you just acknowledged that we are world champions. But instead, they want to do everything to devalue it so they feel better about themselves, their clubs, and their achievements or their lack of achievements. Because some man will flex being champions of a country, will flex being champions of an entire planet. So, big up to every single one of you that's locked in. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you lot very, very soon. Take care. Your kings have left the building and up the Chelsea.